what are some of the questions that we hear from our customers, right? What are they coming to us to solve, or what are they looking for a solution for? Most common question we get is what's going on my hybrid network, right? We talked about how things are very siloed, and our customers really have challenges figuring out, hey, what's the big picture here, right? So what does my hybrid network look like? I understand what's going on in my cloud. I understand what's going on in Kubernetes, but how do I put that all together and really understand what's going on? What are the end-to-end effect of my policies, right? I'm allowing something on this firewall, but does that translate to the cloud? Or, I have this cloud security group that is allowing traffic, but I also have this virtual firewall in my cloud. Why is one working and not the other? Or, how do I combine those? And how do I optimize my hybrid network, right? And again, that's really going back to that sort of visibility of, I need to understand what's going on so I can figure out maybe what's suboptimal. How can I reconfigure this? How can I take out latency? Things like that to make my network as optimized as I can. Next common theme we get is how do I deal with risk and compliance? So, am I currently compliant, right? And can I demonstrate that I'm currently compliant? If I'm subject to annual or some other type of audits, how can I demonstrate to an auditor, to stakeholders, to shareholders that I am currently compliant, not just on premise, not just in the cloud, but across my entire estate? And how can I ensure compliance moving forward, right? You can spend 2 months before an audit to find all of your violations and get ready. And on day zero of the audit, you are compliant. But how can I ensure compliance moving forward so that 10 months from now I'm not in that 2 month scramble to try to get compliant again? And how can I make compliance less of a burden, right? Again, going back to what we're hoping to achieve, why are people moving to the hybrid cloud? It's about speed, it's about agility, and oftentimes you kind of see speed and agility and security and compliance as like polar opposites, right? And our customers are coming to us saying, how can we make this less of a burden? How can we solve this problem? And how can I move faster, right? I want that speed and agility of my hybrid network. How can I move faster? How can I take these processes, especially around change management, where I have to ensure compliance has to be baked in? How can I streamline that process and get that speed and agility without sacrificing security? And how can I facilitate better cross-functional collaboration? How can I break down those silos, right? We talked about those silos introduce friction, and that reduces speed. So if I can increase my cross-functional collaboration, I can get better speed, I can get better agility, I can make better decisions, and it's much easier to maintain compliance. So with all that in mind, we've got all that level setting. We've heard what our customers are telling us. What do we need to do? How can we effectively manage our hybrid networks and get the most value out of them? Well, we need to increase our visibility, right? And that needs to be unified visibility across the entire hybrid network. It needs to be across teams, reduce those silos. It needs to be across technologies. So we're not just getting a tiny bit of the picture, we're seeing the whole picture in a unified view, understanding the impact of one policy over here across the entire communication stream across our cloud and across our policies. And we need to do it without the need for many tools, because that just creates that builds more silos, that creates more sort of the swivel chair work, and it induces more errors, right? You increase your chance for errors switching between tools, copying and pasting, things like that. We need to ensure compliance on our hybrid network, and we need to do it automatically, right? If we want to have that speed and agility, Compliance can't be a completely manual process, and we need to do it now, and we need to do it in the future, meaning we need to be compliant, and we need to ensure that we can maintain continuous compliance, not just, sort of point in time compliance. And again, we need to do it across the entire hybrid network. So we're not just looking at bits and pieces and assessing our compliance in sort of these little microcosms. And we need to do it without sacrificing scale and without sacrificing agility, meaning that we can't slow the process down. We can't let security become an inhibitor to what we're trying to achieve out of our hybrid networks. And we need to maintain agility. We need to find that balance of security and agility, and allow both of those, really allow security to become an enabler of agility, right? Make those security processes so good that that they're actually speeding things up, not slowing things down. And we can do that through intelligent automation, right? Automation is a term that gets thrown around a lot. And so, it's going to automate everything, right? Well, automation is only as good as the inputs. And so we need to really look at how we're doing automation to ensure that we're doing it in a way that is effective, and it's not increasing risk, it's not increasing error rates, things like that, and do it without sacrificing compliance, right? So we can't just throw automation around willy-nilly. We need to make sure that that we're doing so with an eye on compliance.